Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Jess Lifts a Lot, and today I want to share with you my top 10 vegan hacks for weight loss. So whether you are wanting to jumpstart weight loss, which most people who follow me, most of you are wanting to actually lose weight, but there are quite a few people who've been following me who just want to go vegan. So whether you want to jumpstart weight loss or whether you're like, hey, I want to try this vegan thing, these tips will definitely help you. So my number 10 hack or tip for doing this vegan thing would definitely be to have a motivating factor. Determine what is your big why. Now that's really important because if you don't have something to anchor you to being a vegan, you're not gonna stick with it. It is as simple as that. And that goes with anything in life. You need a motivating factor. You need a big why in order to stay the course, because things are gonna get tough. Times are gonna get rough. Let's say you go out to eat with your friends and you go to a restaurant that is not vegan, and what are you gonna do? You're gonna probably either cave in, or you're going to, if you have your motivating factor, you're gonna piece together a meal based on those side dishes. So number 10, have a motivating factor. What is gonna anchor you and make you commit to being a vegan? Number 9 is to decide your staples. All right, so let me clarify what I mean by decide your staples. So whether you eat meat, remember, let's think of like when you're a kid, right? You kind of always had a staple food. And for a lot of people that is like potatoes, or it's even meat, right? For a lot of people, maybe their staple is chicken. They're always gonna eat chicken no matter what, right? So as a vegan, you have to have staples as well, or else you're gonna fall off. You need to have that go-to item that is going to nourish you and make you feel satiated, if you will. So for me, my staple is like bananas. I absolutely love bananas and beans. Those are like the two things that I absolutely must have on deck, or else I'm gonna be pretty hangry. So decide what your staples are. Maybe you don't like bananas, right? Maybe you prefer apples, or maybe you really like lettuce or salad. That's another staple that I keep on deck, is I always have mixed greens in the house. So you need to decide what is going to be your staple that you always have in your home, that you can go to anytime you're hungry, and you pretty much eat it almost at every meal, or at least, 2 times a day, but definitely you're eating it daily. All right, so decide what your staple is. All right, so for number 8, I would say it is decide what your protein is. Now, I think one of the biggest things when people they hear that you go vegan, they're like, well, what do you do for protein, right? I haven't heard that question probably in a decade, because I used to be vegan a decade ago. But I really don't get that question at all. What is your protein? But you might get that question. That is one of those questions that people are just like, how are you not eating meat? So you need to figure out what is your protein source gonna be, so that not only can you rebut people when they come with those arguments, but so that you can know for yourself that you are getting the protein that you need. Now, there is an argument out there where people are saying that as a vegan, you don't need protein, it's not important, yada, yada, yada. I can definitely debunk that for myself. I absolutely need protein as a weightlifter. Like, it's a non-negotiable. If I don't have protein, I'm going to feel very hungry, lethargic, all those types of things. So protein is a necessity if you're gonna be moving your body. So decide what your protein is gonna be. It can be beans, it can be nuts, it can be nut butters, it can be those type of things. And that's typically what I eat, is all 3 of those for protein. Now, there are other things that have protein. Like if I'm not feeling beans, I will definitely take my spirulina supplements, because those have a ton of protein in them. They actually have more protein than chicken or any other sort of meat. So that's worth doing research on to see what type of proteins your body responds well to and that you enjoy eating. Number 7, I think I'm on number 7, is to meal prep. All right, now I'm not big on meal prepping, but there are some things that I absolutely prep so that I can have them on deck in case I'm like absolutely starving. Now, meal prepping is the act of basically taking a day out of your week or a couple days out of your week to create meals for the week. Now, I don't go that far in depth to it because quite honestly, I think it's disgusting. And then by the end of the week, I'm just like, right? Like I can't do traditional meal prep, and you have to figure out what works for you. So what I mean by meal prepping is I like to have beans on deck, right? So I'm gonna make sure that I cook some beans and that I cook enough of them so they can last me quite a few days. That doesn't gross me out too much as compared to creating an entire meal and creating what, 7, 14, 21 of those, right? Like that to me gets a little disgusting. So decide what you're going to prep and then prep it. Make sure you always have it on deck. Another one I love to prep is bananas, right? Because that's another one of my staples. So what I mean by that is I will actually let the bananas get really, really ripe. I do not eat those green bananas. It's disgusting. Besides, the brown ones have more nutrients in it. So I love to let my bananas get really, really ripe, and then I will stick them in the freezer, and that way I can have smoothies or nice cream, and it's just like so good. And that way I'm not tempted to go and do something that I'm going to regret later. All right, so make sure that you're meal prepping one of your staples or two of your staples so that you always have them on deck. And that leads me to number 6, I wanna say, which is to have snacks. Keep snacks with you, all right? So I remember when I was a little bit younger, I always kind of wondered like, why do people have snacks on them? What's the point? Like, it's just so healthy. It's kind of just, I don't know. I did not like the idea of keeping snacks, especially like when people would keep like carrots on them and nuts. I was just like, what? I don't get it. Now I kind of understand why I don't do it, and I'll get into that in another video. But I do recommend in the beginning stages, keep snacks on you. I don't do that so much anymore because I do intermittent fasting, which I will get into in another video and why I do it and how it's helped me to lose weight. But for you in the beginning stages, if you're wanting to go vegan and if you're wanting to jumpstart weight loss, definitely have snacks on you so that you won't be tempted to just cave in with a non-vegan treat, okay? It's so easy to go to a drive-through when you're starving because you're used to it. But if you keep snacks on deck, then you're pretty much not gonna cheat, right? And so a snack can be like a banana, right? Keeping those staples with you. A snack can be some nuts. You just want something so that you're telling your body that you actually are being fed. And what I've realized is that because of going vegan, I'm starting to realize what I actually need to put in my body. It's not a matter of I'm hungry, so I'm just gonna eat something, anything that's bad for me. It's actually a matter of I'm hungry, so I need either some carbs or I need some protein, right? And so you start to train yourself when you keep snacks on you that I'm not just gonna have anything. I'm gonna give my body what it needs, which may be carbs or protein, etc., right? All right, so that would be I'm losing track here, but I wanna say number 6, keep snacks on you at all times, okay? Make it a non-negotiable. Number 5 would be to drink lots of water. So one thing that I've noticed, and I'm actually like feeling it right now, is dehydration. You have to drink lots of water, and I even struggle with this. Some days I can drink a complete gallon of water by the middle of the day because I'm lifting heavy. On the days that I don't work out, then I'm not drinking as much water and I start to notice that dehydration. So it's very important to drink lots of water often because a lot of times we're not even hungry, we're just thirsty. And I discovered that basically by the time you know that you're thirsty or you feel that you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So I'm pretty much dehydrated right now as I'm filming this video. I'm so freaking thirsty. Okay, but drink lots of water so that way you are not tempted to cheat. All right, and it also helps with the weight loss. You're gonna be flushing toxins and all that good stuff. I would recommend apple cider vinegar with your water or a lemon. I will make another video on that as well because that's part of my daily morning routine, and that would be a great video for you. Number 4? Let me count. I have my notes here. I want to say this is number 4. Number 4 is to carb load. So what I mean by carb loading is actually don't be afraid of carbs. I think a lot of times we have been brought up to think that carbs are bad for us, but I can definitely say that if I don't have carbs, I'm one angry, lethargic person. I'm not a happy camper. Just the other day, I actually was just like, oh my goodness, I need a coffee, and I don't drink coffee. So the fact that I was like, I need a coffee, it told me that something was going on. And so I had to think, well, what did you eat today, Jess? All I had had for the day was salad and hummus. Those aren't the carbs that my body was craving. Well, basically what I was saying is I had 3 bananas and I was really, really good afterwards. I had energy. I was super ready to go. So that leads me to tip number 3, which would be volume, 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 especially with vegetables. Not necessarily volume, volume, volume with fruit, but definitely with vegetables. So lots of, spring mix is definitely like my favorite. Broccoli even is a really good one. Cauliflower, whatever your favorite vegetable is, go ham on that because that is going to fill you up. Don't be afraid to eat tons of vegetables. I mean, tons. Like, you're vegan, for goodness sake, you need it, all right? Like, I can eat salad all day, every day. Yes. Volume, volume, volume. All right. My number 2 tip would be to limit the processed foods. Now, I'm going to be quite honest here. And some of you may be thinking the same thing because you're looking at me and you're like, what the heck? You're vegan? You're not even skinny. Well, mind you, I was 60 pounds heavier. But when I went vegan, I definitely was kind of like, how are there fat vegans? I didn't understand it. I'm being completely honest. I just didn't get it at all. But I totally get it now. And that's because just because you're vegan, it doesn't mean that you are doing vegan the best way for your body, so to speak. A lot of times vegans will be overweight because they're still eating a lot of processed foods. And I even notice like some of the times that happens to me, like if I just feel like I need a snack, I will go for a vegan snack, and then I notice how my body feels. I notice that I start to retain water, or I will, whatever the case may be, right? Lethargy. That's another big one that happens when I eat a lot of processed vegan foods. So limit your processed vegan foods because they still are junk foods. They're still not good for you. They still will slow down your weight loss. Like if I would have just went raw for this entire year, I probably would have been rail thin. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But I definitely know that when I eat raw foods, or even if I eat like beans, which aren't raw, but if I eat whole foods, the weight comes off a lot quicker. So if you are going to go vegan, just know that the more whole foods you eat, the less processed foods you eat, the weight's gonna come off a lot quicker. And then that leads me to my number 1 tip, which is to be kind to yourself. All right, that is like, I think it's just so important, whether you're going vegan, whether you're wanting to lose weight, whether you are wanting to date, whether you are wanting to have a baby, conceive a baby, right? Like you just need to be kind to yourself, no matter what it is that you want to manifest in your life. Be kind to yourself because this is a lifestyle. This isn't a sprint. And, I think even in the beginning stages of becoming a vegan, I kind of felt like, I'm doing this 40-day raw vegan thing. I'm just going to go for it, like lose that weight. And when you see people, especially on social media, especially, YouTube videos and Instagram photos, and they're saying, I lost 90 pounds okay, not 90 pounds, that's a little, well, yeah, like sometimes you will see videos of people saying, I lost 100 pounds in a year. And it's like, then you start to feel bad because you're like, well, why am I not losing weight that fast? And one thing I have to say from someone who actually has lost 60 pounds since September 2016, I even look at myself like, what can you do to go that extra mile to get that extra weight loss in before your year comes up? And it's like, I have to check myself and realize, Jess, you need to be kind to yourself. This is not a sprint. This is a lifelong journey that you're going on. So be kind to yourself. The weight will come off, period, because you're eating healthier. So there is no point in being mean to yourself, beating yourself up. Just continue to, even if you fall off, pick yourself back up. right? Like my days when I fall off is an epic cheat meal. I will get vegan cheat snacks and all that stuff, and I will go ham. I don't care. I mean, well, okay, I won't go too ham, but I definitely will indulge. And I don't beat myself up about it anymore. I used to in the past when it came to cheat meals, but not anymore, because I realized that my body actually needs that, because I've been in a caloric deficit for nearly a year. So you have to be kind to yourself, because weight loss, you did not gain it overnight, right? So you're not going to lose it overnight. Please be kind to yourself. Realize that this is a lifestyle. This is something that you're going to implement for life or until you change your mind. And you know, you need to love yourself in the process. All right, so that is my number one tip. I hope these 10 tips helped you out in some way, shape, or form. They definitely have helped me on my journey. As I've said, I've lost 60 pounds since September 2016, and it is through all of these tips that I just shared with you. So I know that they will help you out if you do implement them, all right? If it helped you out, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, because that will definitely help my channel grow, which my entire mission is to help more people to become healthier, to lose the weight, and to just really love weight loss, because it doesn't have to be that hard. You know, once you learn what really works for your body, you can have a lot of fun with this. So yes, be sure to subscribe as well if you are new. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers and viewers. I appreciate you. Good Lord, why can't I talk right now? I appreciate you all so very much. If you are wanting to jumpstart weight loss and you need a little bit more help, you're like, what should I eat? Check out my Simple Vegan ebook. The link is in the description below. Click on the link, it will take you to the page where you can read more about Simple Vegan and how it will help you not only with losing the weight, but also with the mindset, because it starts with the mindset of losing weight. All right, so yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. I will see you next time with another video. I think next time I probably will talk more about my journey, my weight loss journey, so stay tuned for that. I'm like scared to post that video, but I know I need to do it. So I will one day. It might not be the next video, being completely honest here. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Mwah.